All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Friday, the 8th of January, 2021. All right, we've got the moon moving through the middle degrees of Scorpio, middle to later degrees of Scorpio today. We've got the sun moving. We've got the moon at 18 degrees of Scorpio at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We've got the sun at 18 degrees of Capricorn, okay, at the same time. And we also have Neptune at 18 degrees of Pisces. Okay, so we have water-to-water moon connection with Neptune. All right, a easy flow of energy this trine. Emotional depths, okay, connecting with our dreams, our imagination, our creativity, and going to the depths of ourselves in order to be inspired, right, emotionally inspired. And at the same time, we have these both creating a sextile to the sun at 18 degrees of Capricorn. So check that out right there. Here's the sun, 18 degrees of Capricorn. Sextile over here to 18 degrees Neptune and 18 degrees the moon. So sextile, sextile, and a trine. Okay, so this is definitely the energy that we're going to be focusing on today. As well, we have Venus moved into Capricorn and Mercury moved into Aquarius. Okay, this is a big shift today. There's a lot going on. So first, Venus moving in Capricorn, Venus is what you love, want, and desire in life. Okay, and Capricorn is about commitments. All right, it's extremely important. Capricorn is all about commitment. So Venus wants to commit, whatever it is. If it's a lifestyle change, if it's, this could be our New Year's resolutions. This could be, again, like a lifestyle change, leaving bad habits behind, new dietary implementations coming in, whatever it is that's coming on. Venus says, look, if we're going to say yes to this, we're going to say yes to this. This is literally how I started this channel. I said, I want to do 1,000 days of astrology. That was my commitment. 1,000 days of, doing these daily videos, all right? So it's like, all right, if we're going to commit, we got to commit to it. Now, we've got Mercury. I want to talk about that, I suppose. I'll put that at the end here, with things that are happening here in the United States and things that happened a couple days ago, and Mercury conjunct Pluto. I'll talk about that later because I want to focus on this day. So Mercury now entering the sign of Aquarius. Mercury is our thoughts, our communication. Okay, it's the fastest planet in the zodiac, just swiftly going through. It's ahead of the sun, which means the sun's behind it. The light illumination is behind it. Mercury is going to the unknown and conjunct with Saturn, okay? And, conjunct with Jupiter as well. It's not an exact today, but it's 0 degrees. Saturn's at 2 degrees and Jupiter's at 4 degrees. I'll show you here. Okay. So our swift little messenger of the gods meeting up with Saturn, I always see this. This is, the hall monitor. Mercury's got to go to the bathroom. Mercury has to deliver a message, whatever it may be. It's this swift thing that's happening. And Saturn says, slow down, wait. No, let me check your, before you go to the bathroom, I have to check your hall pass. Are you registered? Do you have permission to be here, in this jurisdiction? You're in my territory. You're in my environment right now, and I need you to slow down. That pressure that we talked about yesterday. Saturn adds the pressure to Mercury. Mercury wants to just swiftly pass this up, okay? Now, Mercury is going to be retrograding here in the sign of Aquarius later on. So Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. This is a fun energy, okay? It's light energy. It's very chatty. Aquarius is the community sign, right? The water in the air that allows electricity to flow. So it's also, it's the people. It's the people that are the gardeners and guardians of this planet, okay? And we get together, we communicate together, and it's just that electrical kind of thing. So it's a very buzzing, okay? So we're like excited to talk, excited to communicate, excited to connect with other people during this time. No matter where we're at in the world or what's happening around us, there's a lot of ways to connect and to communicate. And of course, Aquarius being the sign of technology, we're certainly using technology to communicate and connect with people more now than we ever have in the past. Okay, now let's get back to this little sun in Capricorn, right? Pressure. We need to put pressure on ourselves to create change. This is absolutely fundamental. Pisces, Neptune, and Pisces, this is about expansion, expanding our dreams, expanding our mind, expanding our world, expanding the possibilities of what is and what isn't, right? This can be like, sit down to meditate and I'm distracted and I want to be here and there and get up and focus on what food I want, or I'm thirsty, or check my, social media or whatever it may be, or call somebody or whatnot. Or, I'm distracted. It's hard for me to sit and do this. Or I can do yoga, but I can only stretch so much. Okay. This is saying, look, if we stay consistent at it, those things become easier and we get better at it over time. Now, our emotional moon playing a role in this is also, in a certain sense, going to the depths of ourselves and seeing our shadow. And it's just like, why do we have a hard time sitting with ourselves? Why do we have a hard time doing any of these things? It doesn't have to be yoga or meditation. I'm just using those as an example, right? So the moon's saying, like, what is it about myself that doesn't want to confront these aspects? What is it about myself that doesn't want to confront these or do these things or follow through or commit to this lifestyle or to this change or to wherever it may be? Okay. And we've got Venus now saying, I feel the need to make commitments. Okay. Now Venus also creating a trine here to Mars, 0 degrees, 0 degrees. Okay. This is pretty exciting. Okay. Because both of these are on board. Mars is, creating a connection with Uranus here is just like, look, the old tradition has to change. If traditionally the alarm clock goes off and I hit snooze 15 times, that's got to change. Something about the tradition of how I've been living my lifestyle has to change. This is just this is how it works. Now, what's interesting, okay, 18 degrees of Scorpio. This is a parrot repeating, okay, repeating the words that its owner says. 18 degrees of Capricorn is a child emulating the parent, okay, that wants to carry in all the bags of groceries because it saw, mom or dad do it, and it's taking on a larger sense of responsibility than even what the child needs to at the time. It's monkey see, monkey do. The interesting part, because both of those have a very similar feel to them, right? It's both about emulation. It's emulating something that we have seen somebody else do. And while Neptune at 18 degrees of Pisces is about the master teaching. Okay, how cool is that all of these connections at that 18 degrees have to do with learning, expressing, and emulating, right? And what happens is we, the individuals, we're being called to step up. We're being called to step up. This is it's how we kind of ended last year, if you've been following this channel, and things that we're going toward this year. We're being called to be our best. We're being called to be the teachers, the leaders, of our lives. We're being called to step outside of the box and do things differently, right? And oftentimes we emulate our masters or our teachers. Okay, and this is a necessary step in our process until we find what works for us. Okay, but we must experiment in doing that. It's like we have to emulate the teacher until, and this is what it gets fun, the North Node. We have to follow our own. Okay? We have to follow our own. So we're in a sense of emulation. We're going to be, that call and answer kind of a thing. This is how teacher did it, so this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I saw dad do it. This is how I saw mom do it. This is how I saw my friend do it that I really loved. Well, we've got the South Node over here in Sagittarius also saying, look, just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for us. I can personally attest that this is very true. I have tried to emulate my teachers in the past, and I did, and found that it was a beautiful learning and teaching, and that I had to be able to take, the Play-Doh that they gave me, that teachings, those lessons, and mold it to what was mine, right? And that's what this energy is all about. So this is like taking what we've learned from the greats in our lives and not wanting to emulate them exactly. It's not wanting to be that person. It's not wanting to have their words come out of our mouths, or our actions, their actions through our hands. This is saying like, no, like make this your own unique creative thing. Okay, own it and have fun with it. whatever it may be. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, so that's our day, you know, and I think it's very, very interesting here. While Mercury was conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, okay, and the things that arose here in the United States government during that time is, you know, astrology for the win. Astrology is always very fascinating. I try not to talk about the politics too much, you know, but this is a really interesting thing where Mercury is about communication, Pluto is about transformation, and Capricorn is most certainly about government. Okay. And it looks like we have Saturn also in the new technology department. Okay. And Saturn making laws and rules over technology. And we have the President of the United States of America is banned off of social media. Okay. That's fascinatingly cool to me. You know, whatever. I don't care about the politics, but it's what happened. It's the astrology and how the astrology reflects what's going on here. Okay, where it's like we have new laws, you know, because this is taking away some kind of amendments, or now it's like personal, you know, well, it's our right that we can choose to block you if you are creating a riot. You know, we're going to take away your megaphone, your soapbox and speaker so that you can't say things that are going to evoke anger out of people. Now, interestingly enough, at the same time of the Mercury conjunct Pluto squared Eris, squared Eris. Eris is how we deal with information, right? So it's really, really fascinating to see all of these things come up. And then, of course, Jupiter in there says, you know, more technology, more of these things, more new laws, whatever. We're banning your thing, you know. It's just kind of fun, and how people are fun. I guess that's just very subjective, isn't it? You know, and how people in the United States are taking all of this, and now there's rioting at the White House that hasn't happened in a very long time. Eris, you know, Pluto square Eris. We have to change in how we govern ourselves. Like, I don't think, you know, it's not you. You know what I mean? I have a limited number of friends here that hang out with me on a daily basis, and I know you're all solid people. And I enjoy the conversations and the relationships that we've gained over the time of doing this. You know, but it's really interesting. Like, we have to pay attention. It's not just ourselves. I say we, just, you know, all of in general, humanity, into how we're responding back to things, and responding with anger versus responding or de-escalating a situation. I don't know. New laws, Mercury conjunct Pluto, you know, and what communication and the transformation of communication and stripping away power from somebody. As new laws are being implemented, you know, kind of crazy. Anyway, my friends, have a happy Friday. Little tangent there at the end, but have a beautiful day as always. We'll see you tomorrow.